Welcome into Bobcat Live. We are inside Rosie's at Wayward Social.
Today's game on KFJB-tv is brought to you by Assured Partners, Boy Scouts of America, Edward Jones, Agent Zach Wall, Embers Retirement Community, Honest Heating and Cooling, Jensen Ford, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Pence Appliance and TV, Wayward Social, Zeno's, Wandering Creek, Wells Fargo Advisors, Laurel Diesel Services, Calvin Rocket, your Marshalltown Hy-Vee, Central State Bank. To tip-off on your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-tv.
Welcome into the Countdown Tip-Off. I'm Dylan Doze. We are here in Cedar Rapids at Cedar Rapids Jefferson as your 6-8 Marshalltown Bobcats take on the 2-12 Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks. Bobcats, and we're right on the court, so you're going to hear it all here tonight. Bobcats coming off an absolute heartbreaking gut punch of a game when they were up at 10 points in the second half, losing to now 2-win Fort Dodge or Mason City Riverhawks team with Trey Brooks' last-second layup coming off the front iron and a loss. We're going to talk, and you'll see that interview in a little bit from Coach Apple. He's going to talk a little bit about how the team bounced back from that. These Jayhawks playing a really good conference, have not gotten into the win column in that conference, lost 10 straight. This is not a team we play a whole lot. Marshalltown did get a 10-point victory at home last year, but before that, we haven't traveled to Cedar Rapids in a decade. So tonight, it's going to be a little bit different. Different conference, outside of our conference, but also the way you're going to enjoy the game is going to be a little bit different. Due to Cedar Rapids Jefferson's contractual obligations with their streaming service, all that we do here tonight, you will see the video, you'll see my beautiful face in the pregame and postgame and at halftime. You will not see it during the game, nor will you get to see the game, so we'll have a little bit more of a radio call here tonight. You can still follow along all that great action. We'll talk a little bit more about just the disagreement, a little bit with the streaming, not a whole lot, but just a little bit from that. So buckle up, enjoy the smooth stylings of my voice, and see if the Bobcats can get off a 3-game snide. When we come back, we'll look at area matchups from around the conference and a little bit more, and we'll also get a chance to talk to Coach Apple. You're watching and soon to be listening to the Countdown to Tip-Off here on KFJB-TV and listening on KFJB AM.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
As you walk inside, you know right away the place for fun is Wayward Social. There's always plenty of bowling action, so plan for your next outing to include bowling at Wayward Social. Also, meet your friends for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. You will also absolutely love their daily lunch specials, Monday through Friday, including endless pizza by the slice. You choose the toppings. Wayward Social is now open at 11:30 a.m., 7 days a week. Wayward Social on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
And welcome back into the Countdown to Tip-Off. the Marshalltown girls dropped to 5-11, losing to 3-12. Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks 54-21. Bobcats struggled on the defensive glass, and were without Kinsley Bowie here tonight, their outside sharpshooter. So again, the Bobcats fall 54-21. But let's take the opportunity to look around the conference at some scoreboard watching here tonight. So we've got some good ones. Dowling Catholic goes to Des Moines Hoover. Actually, they're at home against Des Moines Hoover. We have Cedar Rapids Jefferson against your beloved Marshalltown Bobcats. Going down into Mason City, travels to number 3 Waverly Shell Rock in 3A. And then number 6, Roland Story, travels to West Marshall and the Fightin' Jeff Brookses. Along with Friday's opponent, Fort Dodge, is on the road to play Urbandale. When we come back, we'll have a chance to hear from Coach Apple, hear what he has to say about this Bobcat team and the matchup against the Cedar Rapids Jefferson Jayhawks. You're watching the pregame here on KFJB-TV and listening all night long on 12:30 a.m. KFJB.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Pence Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Pence Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
Welcome back into Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Again, just a reminder here tonight, you will get to see my beautiful face pregame, postgame, and at halftime, but we are not allowed to videotape the game, so we're not going to be able to stream the game due to Cedar Rapids Jefferson's contractual arrangement with another streaming service. So tonight you'll be just listening, and we encourage you to share this so people can still listen to, because we really have a big matchup for the Bobcats. Bobcats coming on a 3-game schneid after maybe their best game of the year a couple Friday nights ago against Waterloo West. Funnily enough, the only common matchup between these two teams was Cedar Rapids Jefferson losing big 67-38 to Waterloo West, while your Marshalltown Bobcats were able to get a 52-46 win against Waterloo West. But Marshalltown did not play well the other night, losing a double-digit lead to the Mason City Riverhawks, and really that gut punch of a loss. So what are we looking for here tonight? And my keys to the game for the Bobcats: effort, execution. Coach Apple talked a lot about, we thought we could stroll in with a 1-win team and just roll the basketball out there and win. Well, tonight it's a 2-win Cedar Rapids Jefferson team, and I promise you, Bobcats better learn Friday night that they can't roll the ball out against anyone and just win. They have to have sustained effort. And what we've seen here, especially over the last week and a half, is execution in that fourth quarter on the offensive end has cost them in the win department. Against Roosevelt, going into the fourth quarter with a lead, only scoring 8 points, and ending up going into the fourth with a lead, leaving with a 10-point loss. That can't happen again. We saw similar things against Waterloo East coming out of halftime. Bobcats have to have sustained effort and have to be able to execute late on the offensive end. And for Cedar Rapids Jefferson, yes, they've lost 10 in a row, but they've got to press on. And it starts by pressing on with a man named Preston Blanchett. Preston Blanchett, in 2 very close games against Dubuque Hempstead and Cedar Rapids Washington, had 23 points apiece last week. He's a 6'4" kid, can get it off the bounce, can score in the post, can score off the jump shot as well. If the Bobcats can corral him, really like our opportunities. If they allow him to get off, Todd and I may be making a drive for a full hour on Highway 30 that we don't want to make. Bobcats have to lock in. And when we come back to my keys of the game, let's point to someone else who knows more, Coach Apple, and our conversation with him, and then we'll go to the starting lineups.
You'll find the perfect mattress for you at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. You choose the firmness, comfort, and support level, all at a great price. McGregor's always has a great selection of sofas, recliners, dining room, and bedroom furniture to help you live and relax in comfort and style. Their staff will help you find just what you're looking for. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, is open 7 days a week. They're proud to support Bobcat Athletics.
Picture yourself at Marshalltown Community College. Become a Tiger for life. Visit mcc.iavalley.edu. Locations in both Marshalltown and Grinnell.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Scouts in Marshalltown go on fun adventures. Scouts learn about the outdoors. Scouts learn character building. Scouts learn citizenship. Scouts learn life skills. Scouts learn to be leaders. Scouts go to fun summer camps, and Scouts get a head start in life. Marshalltown has produced over 200 Eagle Scouts in our over 70-year history and have provided over 1 million hours of service to our community. To learn more about joining Scouting in Marshalltown, go to iascouts.org. Adventure on!
And welcome back into the Countdown to Tip-Off Coaches Show, brought to you by Exterior Plus Home Remodeling, building relationships one customer at a time. Coach, Friday night looked like the game was in hand, even with a chance at the buzzer, but it didn't go the Bobcats' way, and it really seemed to be kind of deflating defeat, but you got to flush those, move on. How has the team, how has the coaching staff been able to flush that one away over the weekend?
Yeah, we just got to learn from it and move on and understand, and, we got to play with a purpose every game, and we just can't, sometimes go through the motions, and that bit us in the end, and against Mason City. They played hard and gave themselves a chance at the end of the game. So just a learning experience for us, and, be ready for the next game. This is a big week for us with 3 games, so we got to be ready to go.
And talking about the 3 games this week, that means we're playing on a Monday night, coming off a Friday night loss. Can you walk through our listeners a little bit? What does that look like to turn around, have that quick of a turnaround for a Monday night game? How did you really get the team rallied around this?
Yeah, so it's just, we practice on Sunday and go through kind of what we want to do there, and then, we got to be ready to go on a Monday instead of a Tuesday. So it's a little different for our guys, but it's the same for Jefferson as well, or whoever we're playing. So just having that mindset of we need to be ready to play.
And we were talking off air, is like, you can't remember how long it's been since you've been to Jefferson. This is my first trip in a basketball context. We have not traveled to Jefferson in a decade. What do you know about this Jayhawks team?
Well, they got a lot of extremely talented guys, very athletic, have the ability to score it. They're from a tough conference that they play in the MVC. So, we got to be ready to play. They play hard. They're well coached. So, it's one we need to make sure we're ready to go and be able to guard the drive and understand kind of who their guys are that are trying to score it.
And they've got a kid about 6'4". It really, in the close games that they've had, he's really been their go-to. We've seen a lot of big kids defending them a little bit differently. How do you go about defending a big 6'4" kid?
Well, this guy, he has the ability to shoot it well from the outside. He can take you off the balance a little bit. He's a tough guard. He can post up and make some good moves down low. So we got to make sure we crowd him, make sure we got a couple guys around him at all times, make sure he doesn't ever feel comfortable. It's going to be tough to guard just one guy on him at times. So we got to make sure we do a nice job of not allowing him to get easy looks inside, front him, have backside help, and be solid on the other guys. They have other guys that have the ability to score it, but he's kind of their primary guy that has the ability to make some things happen.
And then we saw JT go down with a sprained ankle last week. One, what's his availability? And then from there, what does it look like for our rotation here tonight?
Yeah, so JT's out, unfortunately. His ankle's really swollen. It's very bruised right now, and he's in a boot. So he's doing the right things. He's in a trainer today, getting working on it. So that's what it's going to take, just getting it mobile and moving on it a little bit. So he'll be out. Unfortunately, Lamar's still sick. So we're pretty short bench here tonight. But it gives opportunities for the guys like Jacob, maybe even Galil, to get in and get some minutes for us, which we need. It's tough to play just 5 guys the whole game. It's very hard to do. So those guys need to be ready and execute their roles really well.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck tonight. And when we come back, we will have the starting lineups, but your pregame interview was brought to you by Exterior Plus Home Remodeling, providing quality service on time, every time.
My name's Lake Schultz. I'm the co-owner of Exterior Plus Home Remodeling. At Exterior Plus, we truly strive to build relationships one customer at a time. And that's why we're the Midwest's #1 choice in full home remodels. Located in Marshalltown, Iowa, as well as Lincoln, Nebraska, we pride ourselves in providing quality service on time, every time. Give us a call for a free inspection and estimate at 844-261-6111. That's 844-261-6111. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
With over 10,000 cars at our disposal, Jensen Ford...
Hold on. That's not really how we do things at Jensen Ford.
How about, it's never been a better time to buy a brand new...
Yeah, we don't really do that either. When you're ready to buy a car, we'll be ready to help.
Try this. We'll get you in and out faster than a speeding...
We don't do that either. At Jensen Ford, we'll take as much time as you need to find the right vehicle. We're not just moving cars, but we're building relationships.
Oh, maybe more of a... This is where your family buys their vehicles.
There you go. More like that.
Today's game on KFJB-tv is brought to you by McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. Quality furniture for every room in your home. Pence Appliance and TV. For sales and service of everything appliance, come see the Pence team. Wayward Social. The place for bowling, games, food, and more. Wells Fargo Advisors. Marshalltown. Sports Plus. Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center. SportsPlusTherapy.com.
Welcome back into the countdown to tip-off. I'm Dylan Doze, flying solo here tonight with my producer, Todd Steinkamp. One of the reasons why we're flying solo here tonight is due to contractual obligations. We are not allowed to stream here at Cedar Rapids, Jefferson, so you will still get to hear the audio, do our best to call, make it very, very descriptive, paint a picture. Todd bought me a new canvas and some watercolors and some finger paints. You've listened to me for 4 years. You all know that finger paints are a little bit more my speed, but we're going to do the best Van Gogh or Rembrandt we can with those finger paints. But tonight, again, we will just be on audio. It's definitely a bummer of a deal. I know many of you listening here today do not have access to, of course, the streaming that Cedar Rapids Jefferson has. We apologize greatly for that. We absolutely love giving you all the opportunities to see and cheer on the student athletes for the Bobcats, but we also appreciate our wonderful sponsors and everything. You will still get to see those ads here tonight. Definitely encourage you to purchase things. I know Jensen is always a great sponsor, so if someone wants to go out and buy a car, I just ask you buy 2. I can give you my address. Just email the station. I will definitely give you my address, and you can drop off that brand new Yukon whenever you want. Whoever you are, thank you in advance. We appreciate it very much here at KFJB KFJB-tv. So that's kind of where we're at here tonight. We're on the court. You may not get to see us, but you're going to hear a whole lot more than you usually do here tonight. And if you hear some things that maybe you shouldn't, it's not Todd or I. So we'll try our best to keep that from your ears. But most importantly, what we hope is that we bring a victory to those ears as the Bobcats look to go 7-8 to get off their 3-game losing streak, to travel down Highway 30 and to go back with a smile on their face and a win in the win column. When we come back, we'll dig into the starting lineups and a little bit of this Cedar Rapids, Jefferson J-Hawks, Marshalltown Bobcats rivalry here tonight on KFJB-tv and on 1230 a.m. KFJB AM and 93.9 FM.
Hayes drops back, looks to pass. He's got him in the flat. That's Tate Ring makes the catch. He's up to midfield. He breaks away at the 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown. Tate Ring, his second one of the night. Welcome in to Bobcat Live. We are inside Rosie's at Wayward Social.
Welcome back into the countdown to tip-off. I'm Dylan Does, flying solo. So if you see Brandon Lewis, you'll get to see his smiling mug along with me tomorrow night. We will be back at the Roundhouse against Ottumwa, looking for a big victory over the Bulldogs in Iowa Alliance South matchup. But here tonight, we are facing the Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks, sitting at 2-12, 0-8 in the Mississippi Valley, a very strong conference. And we know this J-Hawks team has had a couple really close matchups in the last couple weeks, taking Hempstead and then crosstown rival Cedar Rapids Washington to the wire. Couldn't get either of them out of the way, but definitely you saw the skill of Preston Blanchett on full effect, averaging over 20 points in both of those games. But when we're looking at the tail of the tape from both, is Marshalltown wants to keep this game very much in the high 40s, low 50s. They want it to be a defensive battle at some level. Cedar Rapids Jefferson, they're going to run a little bit more. They're averaging just over 50 points a game, but they do give it up at almost 70 points a game. Bobcats score about 49 points a game, give up just over 51. Bobcats really want to be able to tighten that up. When it comes to the three-point land, of course, number 1 in 4A, Kyle Smith, he's been sluggish since Christmas break, but he's still filled it up from the outside. Bobcats definitely have made 93s on the year, about 50% more than Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Cedar Rapids Jefferson has a little bit of a size advantage. Bobcats are going to have to lock in on that. When you look at the Bobcats, again, they're going to try to turn you over. They're going to try to keep you off the glass. Again, that's one of the struggles that the Bobcats have. When we're looking at who's available, Coach already talked a little bit about it from the Bobcats. All your starters will be the same, but your rotation will be a little bit different. I'm looking right now at senior Jacob Thiessen. He's in the boot, just like Coach said. Coach Apple wasn't lying to you. He's in a boot there underneath the hoop. And then Lamar is out. He is ill yet again. Wasn't unable to go Friday, unable to go today, so that puts a lot of weight on the sophomore Jacob Hayes to come off the bench. Last Friday night, after dropping 26 in the JV game against Mason City, hit a big three in the corner against Mason City in that first half. Struggled a little bit defensively, but he will be the man off the bench according to the head man, Coach Michael Apple. So let's lock and load. Let's dig into these starting lineups, starting with the home team, the Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks, starting with the sophomore. Number 1, Eric Smith. Eric Smith averaging just under 6 points a game and just under 3 rebounds. He's going to shoot it at about 40% from the field. And then number 4, Avanis Hodges, the senior. He's shooting it pretty well, over 45%, and then 33% from the three-point line, averaging almost 5 rebounds, but second in the team in scoring at just over 12 points a game. The man we've talked a lot about is the 6'4 senior, Preston Blanchett. I don't know if he's Kate's kid, but if he is, he comes from a good line. Preston averaging almost 13 points a game, but as I mentioned last week in 2 close contests, he averaged 23 points and on very efficient shooting. He's shooting just under 45%, 25% from 3, and 65% from the line, along with 5.5 rebounds, which leads the team. Then you're looking at Simon Ntetereza. I did it. Number 15, the senior, is averaging just over 4 points a game, 2.5 rebounds and 2 assists. And then number 40, Ernest Smith, has not played much this year, but the senior will get the start. Then when we're looking at Marshalltown, it's going to be the lineup you know and love, starting with the senior guard, going to Simpson. Carter Giannetto had a really good game Friday night, was very efficient and aggressive, even knocked down a 3. He struggled from three-point land. So far this year, shooting at just under 15% after shooting over 30% last year. He's averaging 8 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Trayshawn Brooks, the do-everything point guard, shooting 50% on the field, on his way to about 11 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists. Kyle Smith, the sophomore, shooting from 37% from threes en route to 14 points a game and almost 7 rebounds a game, leading the team in that. Corey Smith has come on the offensive end, shooting almost 60% from the field, 67% from the free throw line, and just under 9 points a game. He has been a big deal in the middle for the Bobcats as of late. And then the man in the middle, Rogelio Sarin, averaging 4 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, but leading the team in dirty work and grit. That does it for your Bobcats. We're going to jump out, and when we come back, we're going to be right on the precipice of that big jump ball to put this game from countdown to tip-off to the actual tip-off. And your Bobcats taking on the Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks. You're watching the pregame here on KFJB, and you're listening on KFJB AM 1230 AM, 93.9 FM.
How can you help Marshalltown High School and enjoy a mouth-watering burger at the same time? By ordering the Bobcat Burger at Legends American Grill. 2 quarter-pound patties with crisp bacon strips, sauteed onions, and melted American cheddar, jack, and Swiss cheeses on top of fresh shredded lettuce on a toasted bun. It's absolutely delicious. $1 from every Bobcat Burger sold is donated by Legends to Marshalltown High School activities. So, enjoy a Bobcat Burger and help MHS. The Bobcat Burger, another exclusive from Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Welcome in to Bobcat Live. We are inside Rosie's at Wayward Social.
Will take a 3. Boy, that's a pure bucket right there.
And here at Cedar Rapids Jefferson, I'm Dylan Does here, bringing you a great matchup, a Highway 30 matchup. We popped in the KFJB van and headed due east on Highway 30. Found ourselves up at Cedar Rapids Jefferson in a good ball game against the 6-8 Marshalltown Bobcats and the 2-12 Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks. We've got a good one here. It's going to again be only on audio due to contractual obligations on streaming services. Last time we'll mention it, but just so you know, we're not having video difficulties. This is just what you're going to have here today. Bobcats in the road blues with the red stripes up the side. Cedar Rapids Jefferson in those beautiful baby blues, the stripes up on the sides and the all-white jerseys. And then the script on the front of Jefferson looking clean. They look good. We're right here on court side. It's going to be Corey Smith against Ernest Smith for the jump. And the jump up, and that's Corey Smith all day long. Trey Brooks gets it. Bobcats going left to right. Guarded closely, coming off by Hodges. Trey Brooks setting it up, looking to drive. He loses the basketball. Netetereza gets it up. And the lay-in by Hodges is good. Already going. Bobcats can't be loose with the basketball. Gets it to Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith comes across the timeline right in front of the benches. Little hook shot pass back to Trey Brooks. Guarded closely by Hodges. Hodges, all gold shoes. He's playing like it on All-Star right here. Carter Giannetto, big dribble over to Kyle Smith. Little weave action to Trey Brooks on the near side. Trey Brooks crosses him up, shoots an 18-footer, back iron, no good. Rebound, Hodges. Here come the Jayhawks. Right to left, a little scoop to Netetereza. Handoff over to Dayton Guy's actually starting here tonight. It's going to be Dayton Guy, number 21. Hodges just drives by and gets a layup. That's 2 in a row. Too easy, 2 buckets, 4-0 Jayhawks. Brooks left-handed dribble across, gets into the half-court set. Guarded by Netetereza. It's going to be man defense all across for the Jayhawks. Bobcats looking to get a little weave action. Giannetto got a mismatch on the top. Hands off to Kyle Smith. Looks at the three, says no thank you. Giannetto back to Corey Smith. Corey Smith, left-handed dribble in the lane and good. Little bit of a hezzy for the senior, and 2 is good. The senior gets the Bobcats on the scoring board. 4-2. Preston Blanchett, big 6'4" kid, gets it over to Dayton Guy. Top of the key to Hodges. Hodges guarded by Brooks. Looking for the high post to Blanchett, no go. Netetereza gets it, but Rowe pokes it away. Rowe one on Hodges, goes to the rack, misses off the front iron. Blanchett gets it. Here come Hodges and the Jayhawks. Trey almost knocks it away, but it's going to be a hook shot. Hook pass to Netetereza, who got caught in between dribble, but Hodges able to track it back down. Bobcats down 4-2, 5.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Blanchett gets it in the mid-post. Little shot, no good. Rebound, Kyle Smith. Here come the Bobcats. Corey Smith behind the back dribble to Kyle Smith. Steps into a three. See the three, no good. Off back iron. Here come Hodges and the Jayhawks. Oh, great steal. Rips it away by Trey Brooks. Brooks, 3-on-3, no numbers. He's going to bring it back up. Gets it to the corner. Kyle Smith likes the three. Front iron, no good. Rogelio Sarin on the offensive glass is going to be fouled. No good. It will be 2 shots, and it's going to be a 30-second timeout by Jefferson. We'll take a timeout with him. A lot of action, not a lot of scoring. 4-2 Jayhawks, first quarter.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to Marshalltown.org.
My name's Carter Giannetto, and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-tv.
And we're back. Rogelio Sarin, the senior, will find himself on the line, down 4-2 with 5:09 left to go in the first quarter. Rogelio Sarin shooting 62.5% from the line here. Senior's got a steal so far today. Offensive rebounds, been active as he always is. Number 24 shoots it up. Front iron, no good. Bobcats getting a whole lot of iron, not a whole lot of net so far tonight. Senior takes a dribble, takes 2, takes 3, spin back for the shot. He's going to get that one, as it is 3-4. Bobcats find themselves down by 1. Netetereza gets it across the timeline. And yes, I'm saying his last name to impress you because I'm just happy I can say it. Dribbles down to Blanchett, gets it in the short corner, short with the layup. Rebound is good. Smith was right there. He's bouncy and was able to get the offensive rebound. Bobcats have to do a better job of boxing out. We're now seeing a little bit of extended pressure. Bobcats no problem with it. Brooks gets it across the timeline. Little back cut by Kyle Smith, no pass. Top of the key to Sarin. Sarin back to Brooks, gets the pick, but Hodges able to fight through it. Brooks gets in the lane, no good. Blanchett gets the rebound, kicks out to Hodges. Hodges one-on-one, little Euro step off the glass, and good. Hodges is eating us up. He's got a half a dozen. It's 8-3 Jayhawks. Back to Smith as they sprint up. He's going to throw it off the bottom part of the glass, and it's going to be a foul on Trey Brooks trying to get back in it. He's going to foul Hodges, and that's going to be Trey's first foul on the night. Love the Bobcats' energy. The effort's there, the efficiency not so far. The execution not been there. Nutella over to the far side, extended by Hodges. Hodges looking at Blanchett's posting up about 18 feet out. Nutella on the left side, dribbles into the lane. Cut off by Kyle Smith. A little step through, no good. Rebound. Kyle Smith gets it to his brother Corey. Corey bringing it across, gets it to Trey. And right at the Jayhawk logo, he brings it across midcourt. Little dribble handoff to Kyle Smith, bounces it top side to Rowe. Rowe back to Kyle Smith, guarded by Hodges, gets the pick. Kyle to the corner to Trey Brooks, cuts down the lane. Nice job by Kyle Smith, but blocked by Blanchett. Here comes Jayhawks. Hodges, no look pass, little too hot. That was close. Right idea, but just past the extended fingertips of Ernest Smith. Again, that extended pressure. They're looking at a 1-2-1-1 zone press full court. Trey gets it up the side to Corey Smith. Corey gets in the corner. Kyle steps into a three. Front iron, no good. He's 0 for 3 so far from three-point land. Bobcats struggling from the field. 3 minutes to go, down 8-3. Gets it over to Hodges. Hodges about 25 feet on the far side. Over to Blanchett. Blanchett guarded by Sarin. Sarin gets it over to Hodges. Now down to Smith. Up off the glass, and that's actually going to be Ernest Smith. He's got his second bucket of the night. He is a bit of a matchup issue sitting at 6'4". Bobcats just don't have that size. Carter gets it on the run off to Sarin. Sarin's got his first bucket, his third point. Bobcats stop the bleeding a little bit, down 10-5, 2:35 left to go in this game. Hodges, left-handed dribble. Looks like at the next dead ball, we're going to have a line change for this Jefferson team. Gets it into Blanchett. Rowe knocks it away. Blanchett gets it back. Great defense. Causes Blanchett to come up short. Giannetto gets it. Bobcats looking to run a little bit. Get it to Smith. Smith gets in the corner, short corner to Corey. Corey Little. Duke gets it up and around off the glass as Corey gets his second bucket of the night. He leads Bobcats with 4. It is 10-7. Bobcats trail, 2 minutes left to go. Nutella gets the back cut. Back cut by Guy. He can't get it as Corey Smith messed with his shot. Hodges now going to the lane. Step through under off the glass. And it stays on that rim, finally dropping in. Hodges is giving the Bobcats all forms of trouble, having a big first quarter. No look pass to Sarin. Sarin up off the glass and good. Bobcats are having a chance to run with the basketball here tonight. This game is high pace, a little bit out of the ordinary for the Bobcats, but they are scoring well in transition. Down 12-9. Nutella gets the pick from Smith, then he drops it back. Smith knocks it away. Gets it out to Smith in the corner, now out to Hodges. Hodges 23 feet away from the hoop, doesn't take the pick, now on the drive. Ripped away by Trey Brooks. Going to be off of Brooks with 1:10 left to go. We'll stay with the Jayhawks, and we are literally getting a wholesale line change for the Jayhawks. We have Austin Wilcox along with Jamie Kaiser. Number 2, Tyler Houston. Number 5, Jeremiah Pfeiffer. And number 23, Kai Gatewood. The shot's up, and it's good by Gatewood. Gatewood comes off the bench and gets a 3-ball. Bobcats down 15-9. Defense has not been there so far. Now getting up in a zone, it's going to be a 2-1-2, 2-3, more of a 2-3 zone out to Smith, trying to shoot him out of that. He gets it off the back. He bangs it off the glass. He's 0 for 4 for 3. And it's going to be a step on the end line. Austin Wilcox had too much shoe, not enough end line. It's going to be Bobcats basketball, 38.3 seconds to go. Bobcats down a half dozen. It's 15-9. Your Bobcats find themselves in a hole early. in that 2-3 zone. Bobcats have struggled immensely against the zone offensively. Trey Brooks dribble drive in the near corner, gets it to Kyle Smith. Back still hanging around the three-point line. Now Trey takes a run into the lane. Little teardrop off the back of the rim and falls through with 13 seconds to go. Trey gets his first bucket of the night. It's over to Houston. Houston dribble drive picked up by Carter Giannetto. Gets it back over. Now we have Gatewood for three. That's going to come up short, no good, and it's going to be no good as Jeremiah Pfeiffer puts it in, but after the clock, that's going to do it for the first quarter. 15-11, Bobcats trail by 4 here on 1230 a.m. and 93.9 FM.
The equity in your home is power. Power to remodel your home. Take a memorable vacation. Add a deck or patio. Lennox Employees Credit Union can help you unleash the financial power you possess with a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, fund a student loan, or pay for a wedding. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
This is Galil Joy. You're watching Bobcat basketball on KFJB-tv.
There we see Gatlil Jor, and Coach said in the pregame we might see Jor let it soar, but we will have our first substitution in beginning of the second quarter for the Bobcats as sophomore Jacob Hayes will come into the game. Bobcats outscored 15-11 in that first quarter. Did well, scored 6 points in transition, but struggled a bit on the glass against the bigger, bouncy Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Jefferson showing they're going to be playing at least 10 deep here tonight as the Bobcats are going to probably play 6, maybe 7. Bobcats in a man-to-man. High point to Wilcox. Wilcox hands it off to Gatewood. Gatewood, dribble, drive, spin, reverse, up off the glass. Had Corey Smith in a spin cycle, and this kid just put it all on the court. He's got his 5th point of the game. Brooks top of the key in between the legs. Again, back in that 2-3 zone by Jefferson. 3 ball by Giannetto, back iron, no good. And rebound Gatewood, here comes Jefferson. Right hand dribble picked up by Brooks, gets it over into the corner. Dribble drive to Wilcox, layup up by Pfeiffer. They're going to bail him out with a call. Looked to be a little bit too much hand and body. It's going to be on Kyle Smith. And that's going to be on Kyle Smith, his first of the game, and that will put Pfeiffer at the line. Pfeiffer so far shooting 0%. He makes this one. The pureness of that shot, maybe this was his first free throw of the year. It's 18-11, folks. Bobcats, the jump shot hasn't traveled so far. Rebound on the miss by Jacob Hayes. Here come the Bobcats. It's going to be Giannetto, Corey Smith, Kyle Smith, Jacob Hayes, and Trey Brooks. Gets it to the free throw line to Corey. Back out to Trey. Kyle looks at a 3, shoots a 3, back iron, no good. He's 0 for 5. Bobcats struggling, shooting from the field, down 18-11. Drops it back off to Houston, over to Gatewood. Oh, Pfeiffer has a problem handling it. Gets it back on the back cut to Houston. Houston up off the glass and good. Great job by Jefferson taking the overplay on the perimeter and back cutting the Bobcats. Bobcats struggling all forms on defensive end, and that's going to be a full timeout by Coach Apple. We're going to take it with him. You're listening on KFJB.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey Bobcat Nation, it's Jacob Hayes. You're watching Bobcat basketball on KFJB-tv.
Welcome back in. Bobcats find themselves down 11-20 with 6:38 left to go in the half. Bobcats going left to right. Will inbound it right in front of the Jefferson bench. Giannetto gets it against this 2-3 zone. It's Hayes, Brooks, Giannetto, Corey Smith, Kyle Smith. Hayes has it, looks far side, gets it in the corner to Corey. Corey looking, dribbles out. kicks it back out to Kyle Smith about 25 feet away. Brooks gets in the lane, now kicks back to Smith. Smith out to Hayes. Smith gets into the lane, little teardrop, love it. Little teardrop, put it in. We've been asking Kyle to do that quite a bit. If the three isn't going, take it off the bounce, got into the lane, nice teardrop. Gatewood cut off by Corey Smith, but doesn't matter. Gatewood with a great touch from 12. He's got 7. Bobcats remain down 9. 22-13. Corey Smith gets it into the elbow. Kyle back top of the key. Trey Brooks cuts right down the teeth of that zone. He's going to be fouled. Bucket's no good, but the senior will go back to the line. Foul's going to be on number 22. That's Jamie Kaiser. That's his first foul, team second here in the second quarter. Trey so far, Trey is shooting 63% from the line. He makes a big one there. Everyone's big when you're down 9. Rowe's going to come back in for Jacob Hayes. Hayes able to give the senior a little over a 2-minute breather right there. Trey spins back into his shot. It's going to be flat, no good, off front iron. Gatewood gets the rebound. Up 8. Gets it to Pfeiffer. Extended wing over to Houston. Houston back to Gatewood, about 25 feet out from the three-point line. Crosses over Brooks, takes it into the lane. Little 8-foot fall away, no good. Big man rebound by Corey Smith, using that leaping ability. Hands it off to Brooks. Brooks back into the corner to Smith. Gets a short corner to Sarin. Sarin back to Kyle. Back to Sarin in the short corner. Now he dribbles up top of the key to Trey Brooks. He's closely guarded by Houston as Brooks gets it back over to Kyle Smith. Now that pass is going to go through Brooks, and Houston's going to get it. Passes to Gatewood, and the bump and the bucket. Corey Smith goes to block it, gets a piece of Gatewood, and the rim was kind as it fell through the nylon for another bucket for Gatewood, who has just been a force here tonight. He's got 11 of the 24 Jefferson points. 5:02 left to go here in the second quarter. Bobcats down double digits, 24-14 as Gatewood's at the line. Shot is up, and it's good, and it's going to be a full substitution for the Jayhawks as they go back to their starters, where you will have Avanis Hodges, Preston Blanchett, Simon Ntetereza, Dayton Guy, and Ernest Smith. And they extend that zone press, that full court zone press, and that's going to be tipped away but out of bounds. And they're switching how they do it. They're going to have Kyle Smith instead of Carter Giannetto pass this one in. Now they fall back into that 2-3 zone. Bobcats again just, oh my goodness, and Trey was trying to figure out where he was going with it, and just off his hand, Hodges gets it, another transition bucket. 2 times in a row, Trey has had a turnover, just not paying attention. That press is extended. Giannetto gets it to the circle, and now Brooks will bring it across. Corey Smith gets in the corner. Kyle Smith back to the top of the key to Brooks. Flips, reverses it over to Giannetto into the lane. Back to Brooks, top of the key. Kyle Smith steps into a 3. That's going to be short. It's 27-14, 4:20 left to go. Hodges gets it up far side to Blanchett. Blanchett drop step. Great job by Halio being there, and Blanchett's going to pick up the foul. If you would have told me Blanchett would be scoreless, I would have told you the Bobcats were up by 10. He's scoreless. Bobcats are down 13, 27-14. Effort and execution has not been on the Bobcats' side here so far. When you look at this Jefferson team, they're definitely pressing on, as it's going to be a quick foul, and that's going to be on Smith. That's going to be his third team foul for Jefferson. Gets it into Brooks again, that extended full court zone press. Gets it back to Smith. Bobcats have 4 seconds to get across, 2 seconds to get across. They get it across. Brooks dribbles across the timeline. Bobcats have really struggled getting inside this zone. Again, guarded by Hodges, top of the key. Gets in the corner. Kyle Smith drops it down to Corey. Corey gets in the lane, up off the rim. It rolls for a bucket as Corey Smith gets his 6th point of the game. 27-16, 3:35 left to go in this one. Hodges, left-handed dribble, top of the key, over to Tedoreza. Looks back door, able to knock away by Rogelio. His second steal. Nice Euro step by Trey. Can't get it. And then Corey went for the dunk, and he held onto the rim trying to hold it in, and he couldn't get it, and he gets called for basket interference. Corey went on a full sprint. Looked like he was going to try to get that two-handed. Looked like Jefferson was looking for a technical on that for hanging on the rim. He was in a lot of traffic. Usually they allow you to hang on the rim if you're in traffic. It's going to be Jefferson's ball, though. Tedoreza out to Blanchett, 24 feet outside. Now to Tedoreza, top of the key. Looks, driving on Corey. Nothing over to Blanchett. Now hand off to Hodges. Gets it in Tedoreza, and that's going to be a travel. All right, they're going to extend that press with Smith on the front of that press. Now we're going to see a couple new. Eric Smith is going to come into the game along with LJ Nienow. They go deep in this lineup. We've now seen 12 Jayhawks on the court here tonight. Definitely helpful to rotate a bunch of bodies when you want to press full court all night long. Bobcats get it across. Kyle gets it a little dipsy-do off the iron. He got to the rack but couldn't finish. Here come Hodges and the Jayhawks. No one's picking him up. Now dribble drive crossover. He picks up the dribble in the lane. Gets it over to Nienow. Nienow in the corner of Blanchett. Blanchett left-handed dribble. Kills his dribble but able to find Hodges top of the key. Hodges is guarded by Giannetto. Back to Blanchett, guarded by Sarin. They're doing a little dive action at the top of the key, but so far nothing there. Now Blanchett posts up Sarin, gets into the cutting Nienow. He's going to get the bump of the bucket. The call's going to be on Trey Brooks. He was late gathering. Nienow now has a bucket. We're going to see Jacob Hayes come back into this game. Nienow looks to complete the three-point play so far on the year. He's shooting 40% from the line, the sophomore. 29-16, 2:16 left to go here. Bobcats struggling from a handful of positions. Foul's going to be over the back on Blanchett on the miss. And that's going to be Blanchett's second. Bobcats have done a nice job on him. Really have struggled with Hodges and Gatewood. Hayes comes in for Trey Brooks. So that will put Carter at the point guard. This will be an interesting, he and Sarin back to bring this up. They extend the press, and that cross-court pass, lucky to get it. Now Bobcats have number 4-on-1. Hand off to Hayes. Hayes up off the glass and good. Great pass by Corey Smith. Once they broke it, it was a 4-on-1. Sophomore gets his first bucket of the game. Textbook press breaker there. If the Bobcats can continue to do that, there's layups on the other end. Hodges, left-handed dribble right in front of the Bobcats bench. He's now calling out the play. Gets it over to Eric Smith. Handoff dribble. Gets it underneath. Nienow underneath. Gets it up off his knees. A little hook shot for two. He's got 4 off the bench. Corey Smith up to Sarin. Sarin picks up his dribble. Back to Kyle Smith. Top of the key in the corner. Jacob Hayes thinks better about it. Giannetto, left-handed dribble. Guarded closely by Eric Smith. Knocked away by Hodges. Bobcats retain. Rogelio Sarin, dribble drive. Kicks it out to Hayes in the corner for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound. Hodges scales the ladder and gets it. He sprints across the midline. Now dribbles it back out. Allows Jefferson get it in. The 3 ball is up. No good by Dayton Guy. Rebound Sarin. Here come the Bobcats. 31-18. Just under a minute to go here in the first half. Smith closely guarding Giannetto. Now it's a man-to-man looking here. As Bobcats get it top of the key to Sarin. Looks for the back cut. Now flares out to Giannetto. Top of the key, Kyle Smith. And they're going to call a travel. He had Blanchett on him, was just a little too quick with it. Bobcats down 13, and it'll be a substitution as Pfeiffer comes in for the Jayhawks. So right now it'll be Nienow, Eric Smith, number 1, Pfeiffer, along with Dayton Guy and Avanis Hodges. for the Bobcats. Kyle Smith, Corey Smith, Carter Giannetto, back cut to Guy, and Corey Smith got burnt. He got his eyes caught looking, and that'll be Guy's first bucket. 33-18, 24 seconds left to go. Bobcats now have a 3-on-2 numbers. Looks like kicks it in the corner. Smith dribble drive from the right side, and it's going to travel. His feet gave way, and it looks like holding his ankle a little bit, but he seems all right. Not much could happen worse in this first half as the Bobcats are down 15. 33-18. Bobcats haven't hit any shots here tonight. 9 now at the free throw line, hands off to Hodges. Hodges steps into a 3. That's going to be an air ball, but Pfeiffer gets the offensive rebound. No good. That'll do it. Bobcats down 33-18 at half. Haven't hit anything and given up too many points. When we come back, we'll look at the first half. We'll give you scores from around the area, and we'll talk to Coach Brian Murphy in our Laurel Diesel Services post-game coaches interview. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're listening on KFJB.
The votes have been tallied and the people have spoken. Central Iowa's home comfort specialist, Honest Heating and Cooling, is honored to have been voted best of the best in HVAC by you and the Times Republican. As a thanks, Honest is offering a 10% off sale, 10% off diagnostics, 10 off tune-ups, 10 off ductwork renovation, 10% off full system upgrades. Offer valid through September. So thanks for voting for Honest Heating and Cooling, where you'll find Amana, America's brand for comfort. Honest.
Picture yourself at Marshalltown Community College. Become a Tiger for life. Visit mcc.iavalley.edu. Locations in both Marshalltown and Grinnell.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't, with an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
KFJB-tv presents the Bobcat Halftime Report.
Welcome back into halftime. Bobcats find themselves down big right now, 33-18. And Bobcats have a lot of catching up to do. Have not shot the ball well from outside. 0 from three-point land, and have given up way too many opportunities in that. But before we dig into the stats, let's take a quick gander at the scores from around the area. Your regional scoreboard update brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. Locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. Shout out to Brooksy back at the KFJB studios for these scores. South Hamilton 17, Sadale 6, and that's after the first. South Hardin's up 15-14 over my alma mater, the East Marshall Mustangs, with 3 minutes left to go in the first there. Ankeny Centennial, the number 5 Ankeny Centennial Jaguars, up on Des Moines North, 14-3 with 3 minutes to go in the first. But as we look at the scoring output here tonight, first and foremost for the 2-12 Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks, putting on a clinic so far. And their scoring rundown goes with their leading scorer on the year, Preston Blanchard, has been held scoreless, but they haven't needed his output as Tyler Houston has 2 points. Avanis Hodges has 10. He really set the tone and scored 8 in that first quarter. Jeremiah Pfeiffer has 1 point. LJ Nienow, the sophomore, came off the bench in the second quarter for 2 quick buckets. He has 4. Dayton Guy has a bucket. But Kai Gatewood came in off the bench to score 12 to lead all scorers for your Marshalltown Bobcats. So far, Trayshawn Brooks has 3 points for the Bobcats. Kyle Smith has 2. Corey Smith leads the Bobcats with 6 points. Rogelio Sarin has 5. And then Jacob Hayes has a bucket off the bench. When we come back, we will talk with Marshalltown girls head basketball coach Brian Murphy as his team fell to the Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks 54-21 earlier. They were a little bit shorthanded tonight. We'll talk to him and dig into a little bit into that game. And then we'll also look at our key adjustments to the second half. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball here on KFJB.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
You'll find the perfect mattress for you at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. You choose the firmness, comfort, and support level, all at a great price. McGregor's always has a great selection of sofas, recliners, dining room, and bedroom furniture to help you live and relax in comfort and style. Their staff will help you find just what you're looking for. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, is open 7 days a week. They're proud to support Bobcat Athletics.
Today's game on KFJB-tv is brought to you by Assured Partners, power through partnership. Boy Scouts of America, Adventure On. Edward Jones, Zach Wall, your financial advisor in Marshalltown. Embers Retirement Community, independent living for active seniors. Honest Heating and Cooling. Let the Honest team watch over your home's comfort 24/7.
Welcome back into Bobcat Basketball. Here we are with Coach Brian Murphy, head coach of the Marshalltown Bobcat women, here on your Laurel Diesel Services post-game coaches interview. Coach, tough one here tonight, 54-21. We were talking no Kinsley Bowie tonight, some illness going through the team. Monday night game, a little bit shorthanded. What did you think of the effort here tonight?
The second half looked a lot better than the first. You know, we scored off the opening tip and then didn't score until almost the final minute of the first quarter. And then the second half, you know, it felt like things just kind of snowballed and we were off the rails for most of that second quarter. And, you know, this is the second straight game now where we've dug ourselves a deep hole before we decided to start playing. And so something we're really looking for, you know, our players to step up and say, you know, this is where, you know, this is where the momentum stops for them. We're going to respond back to their first punch instead of waiting, you know, until halftime to finally get our wits about us and do what we need to do.
And with that happening in a few games here, where are you seeing the leadership from the team perspective to kind of echo that? Because all coaches will say, you know, I can only say it so often. We can only say it so often. It has to come from you. Who's that leader on the team you're trying to go with?
You know, right now I would say it varies game to game, and I think that's something we've got to figure out is, I mean, it's got to be a collective decision where we can't be waiting for somebody else to be that local leader. It's got to be a collective effort, and it feels like everyone's looking around, waiting for someone else to take the lead, and that's going to be our next step as a maturing team is, you know, not waiting for somebody else to do it, stepping up and saying, all right, you know, everybody follow me if nobody else is going to step up.
Thank you very much. 2 more bites on the apple this week to get a victory, and that was your coach's interview, your post-game coach's interview brought to you by Laurel Diesel Services, your locally owned qualified diesel mechanics.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
As you walk inside, you know right away the place for fun is Wayward Social. There's always plenty of bowling action, so plan for your next outing to include bowling at Wayward Social. Also, meet your friends for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. You will also absolutely love their daily lunch specials, Monday through Friday, including endless pizza by the slice. You choose the toppings. Wayward Social is now open at 11:30 a.m., 7 days a week. Wayward Social on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
And And welcome back into halftime here at the Marshalltown Bobcats boys game. The 6-8 Marshalltown Bobcats find themselves down big to the 2-12 Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks, 33-18. Bobcats have not shot the ball well whatsoever and have turned the ball over too much. Our big adjustment is Jefferson is going to have a trapping press full court. If they can find the diagonal cut there, you've got to turn and score. And then defensively, you have got to watch for the back cuts. They've been back cut a few times. That's our adjustment. If we can do that, we'll climb back into this. When we come back, we will have the second half here on KFJB.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to Marshalltown.org.
And welcome back to the second half. Bobcats down 33-18. We'll start with the basketball going right to left. It'll be Gianetto, Brooks, Rogelio, Sarin, and the Smith brothers. And for the Jayhawks, it's going to be Hodges, Blanchett, Guy, Netetereza, and Smith. Kyle Smith gets in the corner, drops it down to Brooks on the block. Little reverse off the front iron, but it rolls in. Nice little post play for Trey Brooks, able to elevate and to execute for the senior point guard. Hodges, again, the left-handed dribble, number 4, brings it across, gets it to Blanchett, who has been held scoreless. Smith looks like he might have picked him up and put him down before the basketball, but no call. Netetereza steps into a 3. He's going to airball that, and it's going to be brought down by Gianetto. Gets it to Brooks. Here comes the Bobcats. Brooks crossover. They're going to call him for a carry. I would say technically that's a carry. You don't see it called a whole lot. And Blanchett's going to pass it in right in front of the Bobcats bench. Gets it over to Netetereza, who hands it off to Hodges. Little weave action, top of the K. Dayton Guy gets it down on the post to Smith. Gianetto knocks it away on the help. Kyle's able to man up. Nothing happening. Hodges gets in the lane. No look pass to Smith. Smith gets caught under the hips. Gets it out to Blanchett for 3. That's his first bucket. If you get him going, we're going home sad. Blanchett averaging 13 on the year. He now has 3, 36-20. Trey gets it over to Gianetto, back to Brooks, top of the key. Now getting an extended wing to Kyle Smith. Now that action, pin down screens, double pick for Kyle Smith, but Netetereza's out there to guard him. Back out to Brooks, left-handed dribble into the lane, teardrop runner, no good, back iron. For Jefferson Jayhawks there to rebound, not a single Bobcat to be seen. Gets it up to Guy, 23 feet out, now on top of the key to Hodges. Hodges to Blanchett, little pump and shimmy, gets into the lane. He's going to be blocked. Bobcats get it back, and here comes Trey Brooks. Brooks dribbles, now gets to the corner. Kyle Smith. Kyle up for 3, needed that one, didn't get it, but Rogelio Sarin, another rebound, gets it out. Rose been big on the glass. Corey Smith, little 16-foot jumper, it's good. He's got 8. Senior class trying to will this one in for the Bobcats. We need a stop in the worst way on this defensive end. Bobcats not been good defensively. Blanchett in between the legs, back out to Hodges, three-point land. Now gets it to cutting Guy. Guy falling backwards, able to get it back to Netetereza. Netetereza calling it out, now gets it back to Blanchett, gets the pick. Top of the key, gives it back to Netetereza. Top of the key, back to Hodges. Hodges guarded by Brooks. Now he crosses him over, blows by, gets the 12-footer, and that's good. He had Trey leaning one way, going the other. Big bucket, and he now has 12 on the game. Hodges has been huge. Oh, my goodness. Corey throws it to the bleachers as Kyle was going back door. Corey was expecting him to flare out. 38-22, Bobcats running out of minutes. And that's going to be an accidental horn. And they're going to be a side out. I have us at 22. Tedoreza gets it to Hodges right in front of the student section. He goes baseline, blows by Brooks with no baseline help. And right now, Hodges is doing whatever he wants. The gold shoes aren't just for show. He has the Midas touch here tonight. It's going to be off of Dayton Guy's shoes, and it's going to stay with the Bobcats down 18. Oh, my goodness. Hodges steals it away. He's bouncy. And he goes with the big George Gervin's wingspan layup's good. He's got 16. Bobcats sprint to the front. Gets a corner three for Corey Smith. Back iron, no good. We are 0 for 10 from outside the arc and cannot buy anything. Down 20. This is danger time if it wasn't already there. Tedoreza looks to pass in, now gets Blanchett popping up top of the key. Over to Hodges, little weave action, drops it down. Beautiful to Blanchett, who kicks it out to Guy. Guy's going to pump fake but travel. Bobcats get away with one. We're halfway through the third. Bobcats have not cut into this lead. The lead is only swole to 20 points. Jayhawks extended 1-2-1-1 zone press has been difficult, and then Trey throws it away. This has not been his best game. As he baits Hodges into going up off the glass, no good. Guy, no good, and here come the Bobcats. Corey takes it right into the lane, up and good. He's got 10. Right now, we need about 5 Corey Smiths out there to get back into this one. It's 42-24. Bobcats in a man-to-man, gets it to the far side here to Blanchett. Goes baseline, playing bully ball on Rowe and goes right through the senior, gets 2. Blanchett's got 5, all here in the third, and we're about to get the Jeffersonian line change. Hodges knocks one away again, and it's another bucket. Hodges has owned Brooks so far here tonight. They get leaking out, Corey Smith leaking out, and Corey goes for a tomahawk dunk instead of the layup, and he back irons it, no good. It's going to be a timeout, Jefferson. We're down 22, and there's only 11 minutes left to go in this one. Bobcats need to do something big now. You're watching Bobcat basketball here on KFJB.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
What's up, Bobcat Nation? This is Ryan Schmidt, and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-tv.
Welcome back in. Bobcats down 22. Todd and I were trying to solve the world's problem and the Bobcats' offensive and defensive woes over the break. Hopefully what we came up with was not as good as what Coach Apple came up with. As Bobcats looking to cut into this lead, it will be Jefferson's ball. They had a complete line change. Back to their big, it's going to be Tyler Houston, Jeremiah Pfeiffer, along with Jamie Kaiser, Eric Smith, I believe. Look out there. We're going to have Tyler Houston, along with Kai Gatewood, who was huge in that first half. He had 12. Along with Jamie Kaiser. Pfeiffer top of the key, guarded by Hayes. Reverse spin dribble back in this side of the corner. Houston top of the key to Gatewood. Dribble drive into the lane. Houston's going to shoot a 3 front iron, no good, but Pfeiffer's there for another rebound. He has 2 offensive rebounds so far. Kicks it back out to Jamie Kaiser. Kaiser over to Gatewood. A rainbow 3 is short, no good. Kyle Smith with another rebound. Here comes Corey. Bobcats have to do something big. Rogelio picks up his dribble. He's in the corner. Gets it back out to Corey Smith. Top of the key to Carter. Carter gets in the corner for Kyle for a 3 finally. Finally a three. Bobcats get this to 19. We need a whole lot more of those to go through the net as the Bobcats look to inch their way back into this. Gets it over the top of the key, over to Gatewood to Houston. Houston looks back, far side three-point line to Gatewood. Gatewood guarded by Saren. Top of the key now to Kaiser. Dribble, drive, reverse spin into the lane, back out to Houston. Houston gets caught up in the air but finds Gatewood. Gatewood now in the lane, guarded by Saren. Gets it back to the corner to Houston. Short, no good, doesn't draw anything. Hayes with the rebound. Here come your Bobcats. Corey Smith dribbles left hand across. Sees Giannetto. Gets it in the corner to Hayes. Hayes looking back, gets it back to Giannetto. Giannetto, left-handed dribble, off the leg. That probably be a kick. That should be a kick. It was off the leg, but no call. And they're going to end up calling a foul as Bobcats reach in. Looked like should have been a kick. Then maybe a travel. But in the end of the day, it's a foul on Rogelio Saren. Which, for you listening at home, it was a legit foul. Back to Houston, inbounds it. He's a three-point line over to Pfeiffer, guarded by Giannetto. Giannetto right in his jersey. Not a lot of people done a whole lot against Giannetto as Kyle Smith cuts off the back cut by Houston. Houston, three-point line, gets down to the block. Great job by Hayes, bodying up on Austin Wilcox. Here come the Bobcats. They've got the defensive stops. Now it's time for the offense. Corey Smith gets a free throw line now to Rowe. Rowe out of three-point line, looking in, dribble drive into the lane. Drives in, kicks out to Carter Giannetto. Gets it baseline out to Hayes. Corey Smith, top of the key, free throw line jumper. Good. Corey Smith has been good tonight. We need the rest to come on board. Corey's got 12. Bobcats down 17. The effort and energy in the last couple minutes has been a lot better than it's been all night long. Gets it over to Kaiser. Kaiser gets the pick from Wilcox, doesn't take it, goes baseline, up off the back iron, no good. Rowe there for the rebound. Bobcats doing a lot better job on the glass. Drops it off to Corey Smith, gets across the timeline. Rowe steps into a three. Need all three of those. Give them to me. We're down 2 touchdowns. 46-32. 5 seconds left to go in this game. Rogelio guarded Gatewood. Gatewood crosses him over. Corey Smith knocks it away, and that'll do it for the third. Bobcats with a big run at the end of this one, getting back into this game. Bobcats 32, Jayhawks 46. We're going to the fourth quarter here on KFJB.
Since 1967, Jensen Ford Lincoln has served generations of families around central Iowa. Quality vehicles, professional service, knowledge of our product, that's a part of Jensen. But what's more important to us is a trust that is passed down from every previous generation. Jensen Ford Lincoln wants to serve your family for generations. We want to be there for your first car. We want to be there for your family SUV. And we want to see you drive away in the Mustang you always dreamed of. At Jensen, we want to be here for you now and every mile along the way.
This is Jacob Thiessen. You're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-tv.
So you're saying there's a chance. Bobcats down 22 in the third, now down just 14. Big run at the end of that third quarter. Threes by Kyle Smith, 3 by senior Rogelio Saren, but really Corey Smith is the one keeping us in this ball game as the Bobcats are down 14. Looks like Jefferson will go sub back in. They'll have Eric Smith will be in to play point. Thought they were going to come back with a line change back to the starters, but they are going to stick with Eric Smith will be in there along with Houston, Gatewood, Wilcox, Pfeiffer will be the 5. Houston has it, guarded by Kyle Smith. Gets it to the top of the key to Gatewood, guarded by Corey. Corey looking, not much happening, over to Eric Smith. Left-handed dribble cut off by Hayes. Bobcats now in, guarded Hayes on Smith. Back out to Gatewood. There are now 10 seconds left on this shot clock. Wilcox gives them, they're going to get Corey with a nickel and dimer. And it's going to, again, reset that, and it's going to be an inbounds underneath the basket. Corey got called with his second of the game. Gatewood's going to be the trigger man underneath. Gets it out to Houston, guarded by Kyle Smith. Kyle stays in front of him. Gets the top of the key to Eric Smith. LJ Nienow as Corey rips it away. See if he can finish here. And he's fouled. Oh, my goodness. That is an absolute horrific call, but here come the Jayhawks. That is one of the worst that you will see. Dribble drive by Houston, gets straight to the lane, and nothing doing as he got caught up in the air with nowhere to go. Corey, little drop off to Kyle, back to Corey. Corey steps into a three, we need it. Front iron, no good. Houston with the rebound. Here comes Jayhawks. Kyle Smith tries to pick him up, goes past him. Smith gets into the lane. Now he doesn't have any dribble. Gets it back out to Pfeiffer. Now Houston has it at the Jayhawk logo, gets it over to Gatewood. There's now 18 seconds on the shot clock. Gatewood guarded by Sarin, reverse dribble, almost travels, but able to keep his pivot foot. Back short corner, Gatewood gets caught up in the air, kicks it out to Eric Smith. And there we finally get the travel call there. 6:27 left to go, and we are going to see Ninau, Hodges, and Blanchett come back in for Wilcox, Houston, and Pfeiffer. And we've got a technical on Coach Apple. There had been some calls that did not go the way, and he had mentioned something, and Apple had said what was accurate. But the technical will be on your Bobcats. Bobcats down 14. Opportunity to be down more. And it's going to be Eric Smith shooting the free throws. And that all stems back to an absolute. Yeah, it's Coach Apple. As Smith makes that, is Coach Apple pleading his case. As right now, you understand why Smith is shooting free throws. He's shooting almost 92% on the year. And the first one looked really good as he made it. Second one, no good, though. Coach Apple literally had a call that didn't go his way, said something, and now he's saying, I haven't talked to you all night long. Really quick trigger. Really quick trigger. Bobcats now 15. You understand the frustration, but Bobcats lose possession and giving up opportunity, need all the points. Hodges gets right to the lane, flips it up, but no good. Corey Smith with the rebound, gets it to Giannetto. Kyle Smith calling forward on the near side. Can't get it to him. Corey now gets it to Kyle. Kyle steps into a three. There we go. Big bucket by the sophomore and a timeout. Bobcats down a dozen. 6:04 to go. Let's see if we can work some Bobcat magic when we come back here on KFJB.
At Honest Heating and Cooling, they take comfort seriously. Their latest offering? Smart Integrity Monitoring. Combined with an honest maintenance plan, it takes all the guessing out of home comfort. Their technicians take accurate measurements of all the necessary parameters and deliver you the truth about where your home's comfort stands. If you're not measuring, you're just guessing. That's honest. Get a Smart Integrity Monitoring plan and let the Honest team watch over your home's comfort 24/7. Honest Heating and Cooling.
This is Tate Ring. You're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-tv.
We have 364 seconds left to get in this one. Bobcats down 47-35. A lot of energy and effort from the Bobcats in the last 6 minutes. We just hit a three. Kyle Smith hit a three in transition, able to cut into that lead. Coach Apple was assessed his first technical of the night on a questionable one. But nonetheless, you've got to keep it careful there. Down 12 points, really comes down. Bobcats in the second half. They've gotten out and run a lot more. They've eliminated second chance opportunities for the most part, and they've done a better job on the on-ball defending. Bobcats now extending their defense. Look to be a man, and Carter Giannetto is going to pick up Gatewood full court. Gatewood over to Hodges. Hodges has been a Bobcat killer. He has mauled us all night long. Number 4 in those gold shoes, Midas touch, and he's been real good. Blanchett held in check most of the night. Back over to Hodges. In the corner, Eric Smith guarded closely by Kyle Smith. Now Blanchett, high dribble, no call. Hodges, little beautiful two-man game, but he can't finish. Oh my goodness, the senior had the bunny, and the bunny didn't go in the cage. But it's going to stay Jefferson's ball as Trey Brooks comes back in the game. Jacob Hayes is going to come back out. Jacob Hayes given some good minutes as the lone person off the bench here tonight. Gatewood's going to pass it in underneath Goes up to Hodges. Hodges able to scale up to it. Hodges, good athlete. And we have a travel on Gatewood. Bobcats have a chance to get it to 10 or under 10 on this possession. Bobcats just playing a lot better here recently. Asking 9 out to tuck in his jersey. 9 out gave him some really good minutes in that first half. In that second quarter, had 2 big buckets. Now Trey Brooks has it. Trey's been a little bit off tonight, but see if he can get it going the right way. Giannetto sprints up the sideline, gets it to Corey. Corey on Blanchett on him. He takes him to the rack. Now it gets poked away, but he gets it in the corner. Trey lines up a 3, back iron, no good, but another big rebound by Rowe. Giannetto gets it back to Trey in the corner. Trey guarded by 9 now. He brings it back out. We got to do something. Gets it to Smith. Smith from 28. Nothing but nylon. Bobcats down 9. The sophomore has been huge in the second half with his 3rd 3. Bobcats got to get it done here on the defensive end. Hodges guarded by Corey Smith. Gets into the corner to Blanchett, guarded by Rowe. Back out to Gatewood, top of the key, Giannetto. Kyle Smith in Eric Smith's jersey. Looking to 9 now in the post. 9 now faces up. That's an elbow. Drops it down. Giannetto steals it. Gets it up to Corey Smith. Corey pulls it back out. Looking for it. Oh, he thought about it. Wanted to get across court. Nothing there. Gets it to Brooks. Brooks gets it out to Kyle. Kyle looks. Dribble drive. Love that. Gets a little fade inside. No good. Rebound Hodges. They're going to pull it back out. 4:20 left to go in this one. Gets it up to Blanchett, and it's going to be a timeout, Jayhawks. Bobcats on a big run, down 9. 4:16 left to go in this one. When we come back, see if the Bobcats can continue to chip away. It's 47-38. Bobcats down. You're watching Bobcat basketball here on KFJB.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
What up, Bobcat Nation? This is Jose Vargas, and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-tv.
All right, the good news, the bad news, and maybe a little bit more bad news. Bobcats on a huge run. Bad news, still down 9. We're just over 4 minutes to go. Bobcats did find themselves down 22 in that third quarter, but Kyle Smith has a trifecta of 3 balls. Rogelio Sarin has 3, and Corey Smith has been really big. The defense has been very good here in the last about 8 minutes with 4:18 left to go. Bobcats have to keep this defensive intensity and continue to get that 3 ball to go. It's going to be Jayhawks ball. Blanchett in. He only has 5 tonight, but he gives it to Hodges, who has been awesome with 18. Gets it over to Smith. Drops it down to Blanchett. They bring that second defender cross court to Hodges, guarded by Corey Smith. Now hand off to Dayton Guy, guarded by Brooks Guy. Oh, he traveled. He absolutely traveled, and they didn't call it. Smith gets into the lane now, drops it off to Blanchett. Knocked away by Corey, or not by Corey, but by Carter. They missed a blatant travel as Guy picked up the basketball, but no call. It's going to be Jayhawks underneath the hoop. Guy looks to pass it out, and it's going to be picked off by Rowe. Up to Carter. Carter guarded by Eric Smith. The bump, no bucket. A great job. Terrible pass in. Great job by Rogelio getting it up to Carter. See if the senior can cut into this lead. Man alive, if this effort would have been here all 4 quarters, this game would not be in doubt, but the Bobcats found themselves in a deep den, and now digging themselves out is Carter Giannetto with a big free throw here. He's got his first point of the night. The senior has played good defense, has facilitated well. Now he's getting a chance to knock in a couple of free throws. Bobcats down 7, and now they look as they get it to Hodges. It's, again, going to be Hodges, Ernest Smith, along with Eric Smith, Preston Blanchett, and Dayton Guy. Dayton Guy looking in the post. Bobcats have been bringing a second defender in the post. Now Blanchett's going to do a little pick and roll game with Hodges. He rolls on that, but Corey does a nice job of staying with him. Oh, no good, but Oh, Blanchett gets a rebound, no good. And now Corey Smith tracks it down. Bobcats have it. Oh, a terrible pass by Corey. And it's picked off by Dayton Guy. Down to Dayton Guy. Bucket! Doggone it! A bump and a bucket. Absolutely missed a travel, but Corey had a bad pass across. Doggone it. Huge opportunity wasted. It was picked off by Ernest Smith, dropped it off to Dayton Guy, who was able to put in the bucket up off the glass. Bobcats had such a great opportunity, but Guy misses it. Rebound by Ernest Smith, who destroyed us in the last 2 minutes, but picked off by Trey Brooks. Trey Brooks is going to hand that off to Kyle. Kyle's going to step into a three. Short iron, no good. And now it's going to be a foul on Rogelio Sarin. Good thing, too, Rowe definitely fouled him. 5-on-3, and Hodges gave him a little head shrug to make sure that the ref saw it. Might have actually done ourselves a favor, because that was going to be a 5-on-3 right there. Bobcats down 9, had 2 opportunities to get it closer than that. We were down 7 with an opportunity to get it closer, nothing doing. Bobcats are really in the danger zone right now. Oh, and that's going to be ripped away by Trey. Trey gets it up to Carter. It's 4-on-1. Carter steps into a three. No good, and that's going to be Ernest Smith over the back. And that's a second team foul. Bobcats will be passing it in. Oh, man, you'd love to see that we were 4-on-1. Carter was wide open, but I think in a 4-on-1, Carter just has not shot it well enough this year to pull up on that 4-on-1. As they're looking to get Smith a 3-ball off it, now he gets it over to Sarin. Sarin top the key, guarded by Eric Smith. Swings it over to Corey Smith for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Hodges. Bobcats cannot buy enough buckets. One of the things is the twos are still good. We still have 150 seconds. Dayton Guy guarded by Trey. Down, now gets it in the post to Blanchett, guarded by Rogelio. Now he passes over to Smith, knocked away by Giannetto. And now the entry pass knocked away by Rowe. And it's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be a timeout. We're going to take it with them. Bobcats down 9, 2:10 left to go in this one. It is nail-biting time here in Cedar Rapids. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball here on KFJB.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Hi, this is Lamar, and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-tv.
Jefferson's ball. Bobcats have only given up 1 point here in this fourth quarter, still down 9. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Bobcats do have 14 fouls, so next foul, Jefferson will be shooting. Guy has it. Actually, it's Smith. Ernest Smith gets his top of the key. Preston Blanchett guarded by Rowe. Rowe's been real good on him, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. The senior number 24 has been really, really good here tonight defensively. And again, that presses out, gets it to Brooks, now to Corey Smith. Corey Smith dribbles behind his legs, now back to Trey Brooks. 1:45 left to go. Bobcats just need buckets. Brooks gets it to Corey Smith, who now gets it back to Brooks and nothing called. Trey might have just fallen too. He might have been looking for the call, but everything seems to be a little too rushed in the last couple minutes. If we would have taken our time, this game probably 3 points, 5 points, but as it stands, we're at 9 points. Jefferson definitely not all that excited about doing anything with it. Bobcats are about one defensive possession away from having to foul. It now ticks to 1:10. Now 8 seconds left on the shot clock. They're at half court. Bobcats just have to play straight up. Dayton Guy steps into a three. No good. Rebound by Blanchett. You got a foul now. Bobcats are going to have to foul the size of Jefferson. This was a shoulda, woulda, coulda. but doesn't look real positive, and we're going to get a timeout. We're going to stay here and looking at this. So a couple of things on here. If I would have told you Bobcats give up 1 point in the fourth quarter, if I would have told you Preston Blanchett would have 5 points, you would think Bobcats would be on to their 7th win. But the Bobcats early could not hit anything. Then in the second half started to roll with some threes, but then we had opportunities. We had opportunities and the ball down 7 with 4 minutes to go, turned the ball over, which turned into a bump and a bucket, and then had a 4-on-1 break, pulled up for 3, missed the 3. We had opportunities, and they just could not execute late. We talked about it in the pregame keys to victory. Effort. Since the end of the first half, I would actually say mostly the second half of the third quarter, the fourth quarter, the effort has been some of the best effort we've seen all year. The execution has not been there here, and that's in this fourth quarter, was not here in the first half. Bobcats have really, really struggled as it comes to that. This is a tough night, folks. Tough night. Bobcats still have a chance. You were looking at extending this game through fouls. That's going to be a 5. They're going to get a timeout. Thought we were going to get a 5-second. And we're looking here with full timeout here. Bobcats. We will take a break with just under a minute to go here. Bobcats down 9. .7 seconds left to go. Bobcats down 9. Need a Herculean effort. Jaguars ball, and it should be a foul right away. Not sure what they're doing. They had a dead ball. Now down to 51 seconds. I don't think you can. Maybe they're going to try to play straight up. Not quite sure. Bobcats, 51 seconds left to go. Have 14 fouls. And they get it into their best free throw shooter, but with the time waiting, not much you can do. That's going to be Corey Smith's 4th foul. And real quickly, let's get you a scoreboard update brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. Shout out to Brooksy. East Marshall 50, South Hardin 46 in the third. South Hamilton leads Sadell in the fourth, 43-32. And the Jaguars of Ankeny Centennial, number 5, 36, North 16 at half. As Eric Smith, the 92% free throw shooter, misses his second free throw of the night. Bobcats have got to box out. He gets a dribble, looks. Shot up, front iron, no good, and give up another offensive rebound. Ernest Smith has been awesome here. Not with the big scores or anything, but he has done all the little things. Offensive rebounds, steals, a bucket here or there. Number 40 has done himself a lot of favors here tonight as Preston Blanchett gets a free throw. That thing almost dies on the rim, but is able to fall through. He gets his 6th point of the night. Bobcats just didn't really get off the bus for too long and give Jaguars. And then a rebound, Brooks. He's going to be tripped and no call. This is inconsistent. That was an absolute trip. It's going to end up being a foul. That's going to do it for Corey. As Jacob Hayes is going to come into him. Really good game for the senior. He should be quite proud of himself. He brought the energy from the beginning to the end here tonight. Free throws up and good. And the second one's up and good. You can't ask for a better defensive effort from the Bobcats in the fourth quarter, but offensively couldn't get it done. Kick out to Kyle Smith in the corner. Steps up a three, another miss, and that just, Bobcats down 12, and that's going to do it for this one. 52-40 as Eric Smith has it. Hodges is asking for it. It feels right that it's in the hands of number 4. He's been really, really good. And the student section turns into the choir as they sing goodbye to the Marshalltown Bobcats. That'll do it. Bobcats not enough. Lose their 4th straight, 52-40 in a kick in the face at Jefferson. When we come back, we'll do game stats along with a scoreboard update, and we'll get a talk with Coach Michael Apple here on KFJB.
Some drivers trade cars every year or every other year. Some drive their cars till they drop. Whatever kind of driver you are, Lennox Employees Credit Union is here to get you into the car for your style of driving. You're invited to go to our website, lennoxecu.com, for membership eligibility and loan rates, or call the office to talk to a loan officer. The loan process is quick and easy. Low auto loan rates from Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA.
Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse. Ribeyes and sirloins, aged, hand-cut, and served with your choice of 2 of Legends' legendary sides and a dinner roll. If you are a prime rib fan, Legends has prime rib every Friday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m. With 3 sides to choose from, it's chef-seasoned and slow-cooked to tender, juicy perfection. Try Legends prime rib, and you'll know why it's Marshalltown's favorite. Legends American Grill is Marshalltown Steakhouse.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown.
And welcome back, 52-40. Not the result we wanted. Bobcats really struggled with execution there late and effort in the first half. Points are, they gave up 5 points in that fourth quarter, 4 of them in the last minute. Really, the defense was there late, but they found themselves in a 22-point hole in that third quarter. Could not really get anything going from outside. We'll run down the stats here really quickly, and we'll start with Cedar Rapids Jefferson. The man who made everything go, Avanis Hodges, he locked down Trey Brooks, and then he locked down the Bobcats. He had 18, and he had 8 in that first quarter. He really punched us in the mouth, and we didn't get off the canvas for about 2.5 quarters. Then looking at Kai Gatewood had a dozen. You look at Preston Blanchett, held him in check. He had 8. 3 of those were in foul time. Really, Bobcats did a great job on him, most notably by number 24, Rogelio Sarin. But to round out their scoring, Eric Smith had 1 point. LJ Nienow had 4 first-half points. Dayton Guy had 4. Ernest Smith had 4 points. He didn't do a whole lot offensively, but he had a huge impact. I thought Ernest Smith was the most important player for the Jayhawks there in that fourth quarter. For the Bobcats, Carter Giannetto had 2 points. Trayshawn Brooks had 5 points. Kyle Smith had 11 points. Corey Smith had a very good game throughout the night. He had 12. Rogelio Sarin with a really good effort. He had 8. And then sophomore Jacob Hayes had 2. Not what we wanted, not the finish we wanted, but it's the finish we got. Thank goodness we've got a couple more, as we talked about with Coach Brian Murphy from the girls. We've got a couple more bites of the apple here coming up this week. We'll have a game tomorrow night along with Friday night. Tomorrow night, for those of you that are big Brandon Lewis stands. That will be his last game call for a little bit there. But tomorrow night we've got the Bulldogs coming into town as Ottumwa sits at 7-4. They're coming into town. And then we travel up, and nothing's easy right now. We go to Highway 20, and then we go about 46,000 miles off of Highway 20 to find the Fort Dodge High School. And Fort Dodge sits at 4-12, but they just knocked off a good Waterloo East team. That's a team that's got it rolling with Westemeyer and a lot of those, Woodruff and others. They've got it going, so that's going to be a tough matchup. Bobcats have a lot in front of them that they're going to have to wrestle with and work through. When we come back, I am going to give you a regional scoreboard update, and we'll start to put on our Apple vision to look for Coach Apple so we can talk to him. Bobcats fall big twice. Girls lose 54-21 in the first game. Second game, Bobcats 52-40 loss to Cedar Rapids Jefferson J-Hawks. Not the trip to Highway 30 we wanted. But you're watching the post-game show here on KFJB.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
Today's game on KFJB-tv is brought to you by Jensen Ford, with you every mile along the way. Legends American Grill, Marshalltown Steakhouse. Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com. Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown, more than ever. Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction.
Welcome back into the locker room report. Bobcats fall 52-40. One thing that I'm looking at here on the court that's very cool, so the girls team and the guys team are all lined up with tables and chairs, and fans are coming around. There are basketball posters that they have, and they're coming around and having the team sign it. It's a very cool thing. Have not seen that at the high school level, and I'll tell you, it was also youth basketball night here with a bunch of youth teams out here. Family, friends, and future Jayhawks are getting their poster signed. Very, very cool moment here at Cedar Rapids Jefferson. That, and I think Todd Steinkamp here to my left would agree, is the only cool moment we've had here all night long. It was a kicking, and Bobcats tried to claw their way out, but nothing worked well enough to get us back and going. So we shout out to Brooksy back at the radio station, the trending media palace, as we call it. And we've got some scoreboards updates brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. Locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. A final, Saydell falls to South Hamilton, 53-46. Urbandale up 23 at the end of 3 for Friday night's opponent, Fort Dodge. The 5th-ranked Ankeny Centennial Jaguars, 56. North, 39. South Tama, 46. Union Community, 30 at the end of 3. East Marshall, come on Mustangs. Let's hold on to this one, 50-46 against South Hardin in the third quarter. And then Charles City travels down the Avenue of the Saints, goes into Waterloo East and says, yoink, I'm taking this, and beat the East Trojans 74-60. And that is your regional scoreboard update. When we come back, we'll have the head man himself, Coach Michael Apple and talk about the heartbreaking loss as the Bobcats dropped their 4th in a row to fall to 6-9 on the season. You're watching the Locker Room Report here on KFJB.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Welcome in to Bobcat Live. We are inside Rosie's at Wayward Social.
KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown.
Welcome back into the Locker Room Report, along with the post-game coaches interview, brought to you by Laurel Diesel Services, your locally owned qualified diesel mechanics. Coach, 52-40. First 7 minutes of that fourth quarter, you guys gave up 1 point. Just kind of shows the hole that you dug yourself in. What really did you see out of the blocks in both the first and second half that got us in this hole?
You know, I don't know. I don't really have an answer other than we are intent on defense and being ready to play. It wasn't quite there. They got way too many easy baskets. Just our off defensive principles, being a help side, jumping to the ball, guarding the drive, getting back in transition. We really struggled with that tonight for some reason, and then when you do that, the things you've been doing really good. That's a good indication we were ready to play a basketball game tonight. So that's my fault. We need to make sure we prepare our guys and make sure they're ready to go for ready to go every night.
The one person that I thought, actually, there are a couple kids that I thought brought the effort from the beginning to the end. I thought Rowe did a great job from an energy perspective almost all night long, along with Corey Smith gave a little bit more on the offense. But between the two, well over their season averages, gave you 20 points, and I thought a lot of effort. What can you say about those two seniors?
Yeah, I thought Rowe was great tonight, just as how hard he played. You could tell he really wanted to win, and he was locked in every possession to do that. And he had a tough task guarding number 10. That's kind of their best player, and he did a good job on him tonight. And so really proud of him tonight and his effort.
And when you look at where with Blanchett not really doing much, no points in the first half, had a little bit in the second half, but nothing that fully affected the game. You look at the game that Avanis Hodges had. He was everywhere and anywhere. What can you say about Hodges' game that gave you so much trouble?
We couldn't stop him from getting to the rim. You know, he had a nice game driving it to the rim, and we just had a hard time keeping him in front of us. And he had it going. He was the reason they kind of won tonight. Everything was controlled through him, and he brought the energy and made it tough for us.
And again, 24 hours. You don't get a lot of time trying to get out of this 4-game losing streak. Bulldogs coming to town. Always big rivalry. What over these next 24 hours, what's going to be important from your perspective to get ready for that Bulldogs game?
Well, we gotta be ready to play, number one, and give effort and understand we don't have many games left here, and then it comes down to, do we want to do it or do we not? And that's if we want to do it, we got to have purpose to us. We got to play hard, and we do that in spurts. I thought we did a lot better job of that the second half, but we just have to be more consistent and bring it for 32 minutes, especially when we struggle to make shots early on. Yeah. That seems to affect us a lot with our overall other game, and we can't let that happen.
Well, Coach, 2 more opportunities. Get out the snide this week. Good luck tomorrow night against Ottumwa.
Thank you.
And that's been the post-game interview brought to you by Laurel Diesel Services, your locally owned qualified diesel mechanics. When we come back, we'll look forward to the rest of the week here on KFJB-TV.
When Mike Overton moved to Laurel, Iowa, he had a vision to have a diesel repair shop that would support his growing family and passion for working on diesel engines. Being part of the East Marshall community means ensuring that farmers, truck drivers, and businesses run smoothly. With a large building and state-of-the-art equipment, Laurel Diesel Services is always up for a challenge. When your farm trucks, semis, or other diesel equipment requires maintenance or the occasional repair, take it to Laurel Diesel Services.
It's Adventure On for Marshalltown Scouting. Adventures like backpacking, ziplining, rock climbing, canoeing, swimming, and more. Survival skills for a Scout's greatest adventure, life. Scouts give back to the community. Marshalltown Scouts have provided over 1 million hours of service to our community in our 70-plus year history. Scout leaders are highly trained in Screen. Parents are a huge part of Scouting, too. Scouting provides unique opportunities available nowhere else. To learn more about Scouting in Marshalltown, go to iascouts.org. Adventure On.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown.
And we're back in on the Locker Room Report. Thank you to Coach Apple for meeting with us. Bobcats fall 52-40. Not the result we wanted, but we're going to give you what you want for the rest of the week. We've got a couple more games on KFJB-TV. We've got Ottumwa here tomorrow night, and we will be broadcasting. Coverage begins at 7:20. You will get a little bit of bonus girls coverage as they take on Ottumwa, and then we'll bring you the guys game as the nightcap. Hopefully the Bobcats can get off that 4-game losing streak as they take on the 7-4 Ottumwa Bulldogs. And then, of course, Friday night I will be traveling down or up to Fort Dodge to give you a doubleheader of both guys and girls action. But I want to give a big shout-out to the man, the myth, the legend, GQ's Man of the Year, Family Time's Father of the Year, Mr. the one and only Jeff Brooks. Thanks, Brooksy, back at the studio. And then to my left, my boss, my compadre, my man in crime, the guy who heard with his own 2 ears the compliments raining down from Press Row about this coverage. The one and only Todd Steinkamp. Thank you so much, and you will get to hear my smooth stylings and see my beautiful face in just 24 hours. See you tomorrow here on KFJB.
Today's game on KFJB-TV was brought to you by Assured Partners, Boy Scouts of America, Edward Jones, Agent Zach Wall, Embers Retirement Community, Honest Heating and Cooling, Jensen Ford, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Pence Appliance and TV, Wayward Social, Zeno's, Wandering Creek, Wells Fargo Advisors, Laurel Diesel Services, Calvin Rocket, your Marshalltown Hy-Vee, Central State Bank,